Group homes and co-living. Are you looking to start an operation, but you don't have the money to buy a house and you need to rent one from a landlord? Today, I'm going to be going over the top 7 things you need to ask a landlord about renting their home to run a group home or co-living operation. I put a list together of the top 7 questions. I added one. That you as a home operator need to ask a landlord. I am here today as a real estate investor and group home owner, no longer an operator, thankfully, because I found out the hard way, I'm horrible at operating one. So, hey Chris, that's great, but why do I care? Why should you care? Because I am the landlord that wants to help you start and or grow your group home operation. Back in Cleveland to speak at the 2nd annual group home conference put on by Netta Safe Haven. I am truly honored to be back, practicing my speech in my room, and we are headed off to go check out this thing. And I'm excited to speak, but I'm also excited to learn a whole lot more. So let's hit the road and go hang out at a group home conference and try to inform some people and educate some people on the real estate side of things. And I'm gonna go learn how to run a home better. I am here today as a real estate investor and group home owner, no longer an operator, thankfully, because I found out the hard way, I'm horrible at operating one. So, hey Chris, that's great, but why do I care? Why should you care? Because I am the landlord that wants to help you start and or grow your group home operation. What I mean by that is I will buy the property and lease it to you. Pretty simple, right? How I buy property and most of the way how I'm able to acquire more property faster is with creative finance. Not hating on Alex, but creative finance moves a whole lot faster. And I can buy more properties with the same amount of capital that I would typically be able to buy one property with. So being a landlord is one of my businesses. I've been in real estate now for 19 years, and I am slowly trying to claw my way back out of operations. How do I get myself out? I replace myself. How do I replace myself? With an operator such as somebody like yourself. Pretty simple, right? It sounds simple. It's not. But essentially in business, all of our jobs in business is to solve people's problems. Whether it's on the finance side, whether it's on the investor side, whether it's on the operator side. Our jobs are to solve problems. The more problems we solve, the more people that we are able to help, right? The more people we help, the more we succeed. The more we succeed, what looks better? Our bank accounts. That's what we're all here for, right? We're in business. We're here to make money. So I put a list together of the top 7 questions. I added one. That you as a home operator need to ask a landlord. So instead of you going out and buying a property, you would lease a property to start. Make sense? So I put together the best 7 questions that I would want somebody to talk to me about as that investor. So number 1. First question to ask a landlord, how long do you plan on keeping the property? Why is that important? What's that? I'm sorry? Kick me out and sell the house. I don't want to go spend all my time, money, and freedom, essentially, to go get this home fully operational. And then after a year, that's landlord's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to sell the property because the market just shot up and I can double my profits, so you got to go. So that's a very important question to ask. Number 2, what do you look for in a tenant? Seems pretty simple, but every landlord is going to have different qualifications. I've heard of some people that don't even do a credit check. Okay, more power to you. I'm gonna do a credit check. I'm not as that landlord investor, yes, I'm looking at that score, but I'm more so looking at the details of it. Did you have medical issues? Did you have, did you have medical issues? Did you get in a car accident? Did you have some insurance? Whatever. Or do you just not pay your bills? I can read through your credit report and see, did you fall on hard times? Have you never been able to get up? Or are you just not doing what you're supposed to do? Yes? Probably somewhere around a 500. If all the details on the report reflect that, hey, I'm trying, I'm doing the right things, versus, hey, something happened 10 years ago and I've never worried about fixing it. That tells me as the landlord that you're not willing to put the effort in to fix that. If you're not willing to put in the effort to fix your own financial freedom, wealth, all that stuff, you're not gonna take care of my house. So that I would not rent to you. Question number 3. Are you familiar, Mr. and Mrs. Landlord, with a group home? Most people aren't. Most people, when they think of a group home, they're thinking a halfway house. Oh, I don't want all those junkies in my house and in my neighborhood. My neighbors are gonna hate me. Who here has talked to a landlord and run into something similar? One? That's it? No. Okay. All right. I was like, there's got to be more than one. But as we know, because we're in this room and we educate ourselves, that there's veterans, there's kids. Yes, there is sober living. There are many, many versions of it. Assisted living. So most people's thought process goes straight towards the worst case scenario. So as the operators or someone starting to open a home, don't call it a group home. Call it a care facility. But the term that I've started using, co-living. It is exactly the same thing, but it doesn't have that negative stink on it, right? Co-living. It is literally the same thing. It doesn't make any difference at all, except that you're putting a positive thought into that landlord's brain, where it's like, oh, hey, I've never heard of a co-living. Explain it to me. And then you explain it to them. Question number 4, and this is kind of a big one. How many properties do you own? Mr. and Mrs. Landlord, how many properties do you own? You're gonna be my Mrs. Landlord. Mrs. Landlord, how many properties do you own?
4.
4? First, perfect, good answer. All right, why is that an important question? There's one huge one right there. They may have a second property available. What's another one? Somebody who owns 4 properties.
Less risky to sell, too.
Less risky to sell. If somebody owns 4 properties, they're an investor. If somebody has 1 rental property, could be by default. I've been in real estate now for 19 years. I've had a lot of, and I also do property management. I've had a handful of sellers, especially years ago when the market, but everybody bought high. They could afford to rent it for what their mortgage was, or a little bit more, or a little bit less, but they couldn't afford to sell. They were landlords by default because they had no other options outside of short sale, foreclosure, different things like that. So are you an investor, or do you just have a property that you're trying to figure some stuff out with? You want to find those investors. Number 5. Can I show you my business plan? You have to have a business plan. You want to run a business out of my house? I want to know that you have put the time, effort, and all of the things that need to go into it to make sure we are both successful. Because by me as the landlord renting my property to you, we're partners. We may not have an official paperwork partnership agreement or anything like that, but we're partners. No different than if I go get a loan from Alex. If I borrow $100,000, he's my bank. If If I borrow $100 million, we're partners. See the difference? If I put you in my house, we're partners. Because if you don't succeed or you have issues, I have no issues too. So you have to have a good relationship with that landlord. Number 6, and this is a big one. This is one we did not talk about on the Zoom. When you do decide to sell, would you consider selling it to me? Before you worry about putting it on the market, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Why is that an important question?
Because your Apple Cart is upset if it gets sold.
Perfect answer. Perfect answer. She said if your Apple Card, well, I'm sorry, what?
Because your Apple Cart will be upset.
Your Apple Cart will be upset. So if I go start a business, or I lease my property, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie. If I lease my property to Jamie, we get through the first year and she's like, I want to do 5 years because everything's running great. I'm good with it. Sweet, let's do 5 years. After those 5 years, for whatever reason, or year 4, I'm like, all right, I'm going to sell it. But I don't tell her. Now remember, we're partners. I was just a bad partner by not telling her that. I helped her essentially just provide her a space to run that business. Now, if I take that space away from her without giving her at least first right of refusal, I'm kind of a D-bag. That's messed up because we've been partners. She's been paying my mortgage. So always make sure you ask that question. Also, if you're doing a long-term lease on something, put it in the contract. Hey, I have that lease agreement. I have first right of refusal before you sell that property. You have to give me an opportunity. They don't have to agree to it, but at least get the opportunity. Now, going down a little bit from that, or kind of deviate off my list here. So earlier I said I have several different options of the way that I do it. So we can do a straight lease to where it's a 12-month term. We get through the first year, everything's good. I'll renew for however long you want. So there's a straight lease option. Then a lease with option to buy. You get through that first year, everything's good. Hey, I'm building my credit back up. I can go get a loan from Alex in the next couple of years. But I want to lock in my price right now. That is the main reason to do a lease with option with a seller, landlord, whatever. That option fee, national average, is about $7,500. That is a fee. It does not go towards anything. It buys you the option to buy the property at an agreed upon price right today. And then that gives you 5 years at any point in that 5-year period for you to buy that house at that agreed upon price. Now, if prices go way up, you win. Prices go way down, you lose. It's a gamble. It's business. It's part of it. The next option, seller financing. Whether I have a loan on it or not, I can sell it to you. Remember that creative financing thing I talked about earlier? I can structure any deal legally with creative financing. Whether I have a mortgage on the property or I own it outright, or if I bought a property off of you and that mortgage is still in your name, process is called subject to. I buy your home subject to your existing loan staying in place because you got that sweet 3% interest rate. I can then sell it to you on seller finance. Pricing is going to be different, but it happens. And then obviously just a straight cash sale. Hey, I want to buy it when this lease is up, or we're in the middle of a lease and hey, I want to buy the property. Okay, go call Alex, get qualified. Pretty simple stuff, right? Number 7, and I think this is possibly the most important thing that you want to know about a property. Mr. and Mrs. Owner, do you have records of the roof? the HVAC, the plumbing, the electrical, especially here in Cleveland. A lot of the properties are really old. They've got old wiring, they've got old plumbing. That stuff is expensive to fix. You as the operator, when you sign on that lease, I can tell you from my standpoint and probably most landlords' standpoint, when you sign that lease to run your business out of my property, you are also signing that you are taking on the responsibility of repairs and maintenance. So you want to know if that house has been updated in the last 5, 10, 100 years. Because if you have old plumbing, you're going to have problems. If you have old wiring, your insurance prices are going to suck. And you're going to have problems, especially when you're running 4, 5, 6, 10 people through that property. Because that's how many people you have in the house. All right, are there any questions on that so far? No? All right. So a couple follow-ups. Where do you find these investors? Anybody? Where would you, yes?
On Facebook. I'm in so many groups when it comes to wholesaling and real estate, flipping. It's always somebody that needs something, whether it's boots on the ground or they have empty houses.
That is probably the number one spot. Because you can find, just in Cleveland alone, I think I'm in 6 different groups. I think there's probably 15 or 20 of them just on real estate investing, some variation of that. Where's another spot to check out? Nobody? Zillow, it's a good spot, yes. And on Zillow, you want to look for sale by owner or for rent by owner. Not
Bigger pockets too.
bigger pockets.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Any wholesaler website. Like
Wholesale websites.
for example.
100%. There's one more that I'm looking for. Courthouse? Expand on that.
So like properties that are getting foreclosed, you can go and buy them and flip them into.
Yep.
Because anybody do that?
As long as you have the cash. Yeah, as long as you walk up to those courthouse steps with a large certified check. Local investor meetups. They happen all over the place. You can find them off of Facebook. You can find them off of Eventbrite. All the social media platforms. I host one in person back home in Maryland once a month. I'm all over YouTube, yes. This will be on YouTube. Yes, my logo is a bearded guy. I actually wear a suit in that. I don't even own a suit, but yeah.
What's your tag on social media?
Chris Thompson Real Estate. Yep. But local investor meetups. You can talk face-to-face with people just in a room like this. Hey, I'm Chris. I'm a group home operator. I've got a beautiful business plan. I'd love to network with you more. Can I get your number? Can I schedule a call with you? Next person. Hey, I'm Chris. What do you do? Great. I'm a group home operator. I'm a care facility. I'm a care agency. Because in a room full of 20 or 30 people, look to make one connection, solid connection, meet everybody, write everything down, shoot them a text, shoot them an email afterwards. Hey, great to meet you. Follow up with them in a month. Is it work? Of course it's work. It's business. But you know what that cool thing called AI? You can set that thing on repeat. You write it down once, push a button. There's all kinds of different systems out there. You stay in front of them every single day. If I was gonna hunt down Kayla, I would set my email up and my AI up to send her an email once a month. Hope everything's going well. How's business? Don't ask for anything. Just ask them how they're doing. They'll tell you. Well, business is amazing. They already know why you're reaching out. Or this problem that I just went through, oh goodness. It's a personal connection. As a business owner, operator, all that stuff, you want, and going back to that money management question, 4 accounts. You want 4 separate accounts. Operating account, it's where all your day-to-day stuff comes in and out of. All your money goes into that operating account. Once a month, after you've collected all your fees, paid all your fees, a couple of days after that, let everything settle. You go through, and then you split it up. You got your tax account. The fun part, your profit account. The 4th account is your war chest. Your face was priceless. Number 4, war chest. What is a war chest? I see a lot of confused faces on here. There's another name for it. It's your oh shit fund. That's your, when something goes wrong,
It's like you're saying rainy days.
it's your rainy day fund, yes. Yes. Rainy day fund. I recommend a minimum of 15% of your gross every month goes into that war chest. That's 5% for maintenance and repairs. That is 5% for vacancy and 5% for capital expenditures. Capital expenditures are somebody breaks a window, your roof needs to be replaced. Now remember, you're signing that agreement stating, I'm gonna fix everything, I'm gonna take care of it all. Now, don't sign on to that agreement if that roof is 20 years old and you just signed a 5-year lease, because you're gonna pay to fix that roof. If that roof is only 5 or 10 years old, okay, good. That landlord, that investor has been taking care of that house. So, make sure you know what you're signing before you sign it. A lawyer might cost $200, $300, $400, $500 to review something, but you know what you just signed on to? It's about 20 grand. Don't get caught. Yes?
So question, what if like you go to do business with a landlord, but they just purchased the building within like the last 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
What are things that you would need to look for to make sure that before I sign this agreement, these things may or may have not been done?
So I have a bunch of checklists on my website, basically like a home inspection checklist. It's a Google sheet. You can put pictures into it. It's a free download off my website. Use it, enjoy it. Yes?
So for the novice person
Yes.
that has no kind of knowledge about rehab,
Mm-hmm.
what would you suggest for that person?
Hire a home inspector. If you don't know what you're doing, hire someone.
And can I say something?
Of course.
Just in my experience, we're contractors, so we flip homes. Even if you have a home inspector, I still would take a contractor with you that knows what he's doing. Because even with the home inspectors, some of them are thorough. You're only gonna get the information that they give you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're well-versed in what they do. They can miss a lot of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind.
So going back to what we did earlier, network. Hey, do you know a home inspector? Do you know a home inspector? Hey, do you know a contractor? Hey, do you know somebody that I can, who do you trust that I would, and I trust you, so who can I borrow off of your list? Worst case scenario, yeah, Google. But if you get a personal referral, she found me. If you get a referral from a trusted person, that person that gave you the referral, they're putting their name and reputation on the line also. So I can't speak for everybody out there, but if I'm passing somebody's name out, I know my name is attached to it, and I'm gonna make damn sure they're not gonna ruin my name. We are in the information and business and customer service business. Make sure you take care of everybody. Yes, operating, tax, profit, and war chest. Yes, ma'am.
And what are the 3 5% under work?
Repairs and maintenance, vacancy, and CapEx, or capital expenditure. Good?
Yes. Now, if you know the roof is old,
Mm-hmm.
could you not write your agreement that it does not cover the roof?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's what I do. I don't guarantee.
Absolutely.
The roof. I don't guarantee the furnace, the air conditioner. I won't take care of the roof, but I do the rest of it. You know, I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no different than, hey, if a tree falls on it, that's part of nature. We can't really pre-factor in acts of God.
Right.
Business plan, I know Nicole's gonna talk more about that, but you have to have a business plan. If you're gonna run a business, you have to have a plan. It's, it's not super hard. Write down a bunch of ideas and run it through AI. Have it structure it for you.
And I actually have a business plan template in that flash drive. Alex, I got a loan from the bank. I've gotten a couple different business loans from the bank. So I'm not sure if it was Alex or the other lady, but they sent me what they wanted. So I took exactly what they wanted and put it over in ChatGPT. And it gave me a structured business plan for everything that they wanted.
But also, you always want to make sure you have multiple business. Like, your business plan should, you should have an in-depth one, but then you got to remember who you're presenting it to as well. So like, if you're going to Chris, he just needs to know layout, money. You coming to me, I need a little bit more detail, but not too much detail. If you're going to somebody that does know nothing about your business or the industry, you may have to give more background. So you should have like a structured one and then be able to scale it as needed to when you're giving it to people.
And that one that I gave you guys can definitely is a template for you.
And then
Again,
and when I'm
I
talking
got a couple
on
loans.
our thing, we have a loan on our Lift Local on there. Even if you don't go through the loan program, we have Operation Hope. It's entrepreneurship course, so it's a digital one. So if you don't want to work with like any programs that do help with that, you can go through that and actually build your business plan at the very end by going through that whole course.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk more with Alex after lunch.
What else do I have on here?
I wanna say something before you.
Go ahead.
So I wasn't in here while he was speaking on it, but with my clients, when I have my clients go and look for properties, I always suggest to my clients, do not put a property in their name. You are an entity, you are a business, and your lease needs to be in your entity's name. Right? So do not be going out here trying to get no group home, rental, and be putting it in Patrice's name. Cause Patrice is gonna get sued. And it's all you just wanna make sure that you're covering yourself. And you are a business, you're not going in as Patrice. You're going in as, I'm going in as Netta Safe Haven LLC. And that's what my lease is gonna be.
It's another question to ask the landlord. Make sure that that landlord is good with it going in a business name.
And if he is not, then that is not the property for you.
Nope.
You
Move
need
on to the
look
next.
For another property. Yeah, don't put the pressure down on yourself to accept that.
On the topic of best practices, and maybe you'll cover it later, but insurance, are we covering that later?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the properties, I don't know if you talked about selling. Have you gotten there?
The different options.
Of selling your RCF or your.
No, I didn't talk about that.
So if you were to get with Chris, right, or just say you have a property and you're running your LLC, your unlicensed home, your boarding home, or your RCF, your licensed group home in the state of Ohio. My plan is to I own all my properties. So all the properties that we own, I'm turning them into licensed homes, right? On a five clients in a home, you can make about $8,000 a month, right? So just say on the bare minimum, I got this business, I got it up and running, I got some clients in the house, so you're coming into a business that's already licensed and up and running with, a couple clients in there. And just say you wanna come to me and I sell the business to you for, just say $50,000. The business is already up and running, licensed, everything. I'm just gonna switch over the license. Obviously there's some things that you have to do with the city, to make sure that the occupancy permit goes in your name. And we also have to change over the licensing with the state, but once we do that, the business is yours. And at the business part of it, you pay $50,000 for a business that's already up and running, and you're paying the rent, right, to Chris. So you can buy a business, because I'm trying to get Chris and other business owners that want to get into that, and property owners, to already have the property license for you. Because it's one thing to want to get into the rental market and rent out to group home owners, but it's a whole other thing when somebody really don't know the business. And like, they done went out and got a property and it's up and running, but they have no bids to fill it, right? Or nobody to fill the bids. So with a business that's already up and running, you just buy my business and you pay me the rent. Now that's a model that you can do with every property, whether you rent it, you can make this business model a rental too. Meaning you renting it from him, it's your business, you get it up and running, you can go and sell it to her, the business part of it, for $50,000 on the low end. But they're still renting the property from Chris. And Chris is gonna get his 1,000. You got your 50 and you on to the next property. And you don't have to own those properties to do that. Now you wanna make sure that your agreement with Chris is solid, because you don't wanna sell somebody a business and within a year, Chris is selling his property. So all that he talked about, making sure that agreement is, for 4 or 5 years or something like that, to make sure that when you sell this business, they can really have a business for at least a few years. What options?
Yes, indeed. Any more questions on the landlord investor side? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Since you made it all the way to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a special bonus. I have put that checklist on my website, christhompsonteam.com. Go download it for free. You can also book a phone call with me if you have more questions. Thanks so much for watching, and if you would, hit that like button at the very bottom. I would greatly appreciate it, and it helps out the channel a lot.